All right, people. Just got a couple minutes to show you about the EFI lowers. I got a truck lower, Explorer lower, and then a Holly System X2 that's not been ported at all yet. Yeah, probably won't be for a while, but just wanted to point out, like this, the truck lower where it meets the head, it's a 1.34 diameter, which is pretty small. And then of course it goes to the E7 heads, is what it came off of. And then this one is the Explorer, and that's 1.53 diameter. And if you remember, the Explorer, the diameter of the upper is 1.62, so this necks down quite a bit at the port, just like this one does. And then the Holly is 1.65, so it's, you know, it can work on the Explorer heads without having to mess with the heads. You can see by putting the gasket on there. If you remember, the Felpro gasket mates up pretty good to the GT40 heads, and you know, you don't always want to port to a gasket, but you can see how much material you got to take off to get the Explorer heads, or Explorer intake, to mate up with the Explorer heads, and then how much more you have to take out to get the truck lower if you want to use a truck lower and a Holly upper or a box upper or something. So what I've found and what the modeling program backs up is the diameter isn't real important. I mean, obviously you don't need to be so big, but it doesn't hurt anything. What makes a difference is the taper. Like the Holly will make a lot more power, but it does give up some of the mid-range. So when the Holly upper, the port inside of it is like the diameter is like 2.01, and then it tapers down to, like I said, the 1.65 here. Of course, if you port the Holly for a bigger head, like a you know, like a 185 or something like that, then the taper's not going to be as much. You won't lose so much torque. So that's just what I found. I'm building a 302 for my son's 94 GT. We're going to use the Performer intake I got from Rod from Dirty Pickle, and I'll post up a video about that thing before too long. And then I've also got a Performer RPM 2nd gen that's going to go on the Duganwagen. I got to make some modifications to that, and I'll put up a video about that thing. Probably do both the stage 2 and the 2nd gen RPM along with the Performer, just to show the comparisons to those. And then finally, I've got a Stealth here, kind of roughing in for Pirate. I just did one last week that Rod has. This is going on, I think this is going on a pickup Michael's putting together, and then the one I did for Rod is going on the getaway car. Just opening it up a little bit, because when they cast these, they are cast to work with the stock heads, and then these are obviously going on something with Explorer heads. So, and I also tried to lower the divider a little bit. That didn't work out real good, so I gotta fix that before I take it over to Rod. And then as a preview of something to come, this is a truck upper. This is had the I cut the plenum off, made a plate for it, and you'll see what the rest is coming sometime down the road. Hopefully not too much longer, but earlier this summer, or later this summer I should say. It'll be a little bit before I get to that. But that's it. Just wanted to point out those things, and I will put up something with some pictures afterwards when I get done with this booger down here. All right, take care.